Welcome, everybody, to our brand new Friday series and brand new Final Fantasy VII challenge. I am very, very excited because this is like a classic. This is like a callback to our classic Final Fantasy VII challenges of old. We've done a lot of Final Fantasy VII challenges over the last couple of years, but a lot of them have been like, Aerith's Revenge Challenge, Trophy Percent. Very unique, different challenges. This is kind of a callback to the OGs, the old challenges we used to do. And I'm very excited, but also very nervous for this challenge because I really have no idea how it's going to go. This is, once again, a callback to our old challenges that we used to do because a lot of the challenges we used to do, we genuinely had no idea if they were possible or not. And this is definitely one of those. I do know that this is technically possible, but I have no idea what we're getting ourselves into. So let's just get it going, and I will explain what the challenge is. So welcome to Ironman Necrosis. These are the rules. First of all, the Necrosis Mod, a legendary mod in our community. Usually when people ask me, what's the hardest challenge you've ever done? I usually say Cloud Solo Necrosis. One of the craziest challenges we've ever done. Got all the way to the end of the game with Cloud with 1 HP left. So people always call back to Necrosis, like, oh, we should do Necrosis this, Necrosis that. But I wanted to find something that would really make Necrosis something unique and different than the other two runs we did. We did a regular Necrosis run and we did the Cloud Solo. So this is how this is going to work. First of all, the Necrosis mod, for those of you that don't know, the game gives you 9,999 HP and 999 MP, but you cannot heal and you cannot use sources. So basically you have one giant health bar for the entire game, and you need to plan out all the damage you're going to take throughout the entire game, and all the MP you're going to use throughout the entire game. When you use a spell, that MP is gone forever. When you get hit, that HP is gone forever. And you need to basically manage your HP throughout the entire game. In the original Necrosis run we did, we got to the end of the game with a couple characters that still had some HP, but then like I said, the Cloud Solo Necrosis, we got down to the end with just 1 HP left on Cloud. But a big thing about the Necrosis challenge that we did was that we could grind each section out until we took minimal damage. So for example, you could go through an area until you got maybe only one random encounter, or you got a quick run from all the random encounters so that you could get through each area, taking minimal damage, and then the bosses we could grind over and over again until we got a favorable fight. So that leads me to number 2. This is going to be an Ironman run. There will be no resetting. We are not allowed to grind sections to take less damage. We're not allowed to grind bosses to take less damage. We're not allowed to plan out things beforehand. We go, and if we game over, the entire run is reset. Now, this means a lot of things, like I said, for Necrosis. But there are many things in this game that we have to avoid that could potentially just kill the run immediately. Any gravity type attack, poison, duel, like from bottom swell. Well, it's technically not duel, but there are many things in the game that if we get hit by them, they will completely nuke that character out of the game. And keep in mind, when a character's dead, they're permanently dead forever. So let's say we get to outside of Nibelheim and we fight a Valron, and the Valron hits us with Demi 3. That character's cooked for the rest of the game. And if they reach 0, they're completely gone for the rest of the game. So, in layman's terms, it's Iron Man permadeath. So when I looked through our old Necrosis run, also Lucky 7s could actually delete a character. So we have to hope we don't hit Lucky 7s with anyone. There's a lot of things. A lot of things we have to avoid. No, so there is absolutely no healing at all throughout the entire game. If you ask me, can you heal using X? The answer is no. There, you cannot heal. No ins, no materia, no items, nothing. Nothing will heal you. You are stuck with your 1 health bar for the entire game, and you have to manage that health bar for the entire game. In fact, we even had a meme, like, in the community for a long time, no healing, no babies, because throughout the Necrosis mod, I constantly had people asking me, wait, can you heal this? Can you heal that? The answer is no. You cannot heal, no matter what. So yeah, this is where, like, technically this is possible. If we were to do the entire run the same way that we did the original Necrosis mod run, technically it's possible. But can we get through the entire game in one run without making any big mistakes, without getting poisoned, without getting demied, without hitting lucky 7s, the many different things that can go wrong? Can we have a clean run throughout the entire game? And we're going to find out. And I even have a little attempt counter here. Here's our attempt counter. We're on attempt number 1. How many attempts will it take? I don't know. Maybe it's 1. Maybe we fly through and we just use our advanced knowledge of the game and we just get through the entire game in one shot. Or maybe we're here for the next 3 years. I genuinely have no idea. Yes, you can get rid of status effects, just not heal HP. So, I think that's everything I had to say about those two. The only other rules, we can't use we can't use question marks. Question marks is just busted in this mod because you have such a big health bar. Question marks does damage based on how much HP you're missing. So if you're missing 5,000 HP and you get to question marks will do 5,000 damage, static damage to everything for the rest of the game. So we're banning question marks. Question marks isn't actually, like, banned in terms of the mod, but we're just personally banning it because it's too strong. And this is a big one. No glitches. That's bigger than you think, because that means we can't go get Quadra Magic early. We can't use the W item glitch, which is big because we used that in the original Necrosis run to multiply hero drinks so that the final game bosses didn't do a bunch of damage to us. So we're going to be stuck with our 1 hero drink unless we Chocobo race. But Gil's going to be kind of limited, so we have to decide if we want to do that or not. And then, of course, no skips and warps. That's standard for all the OG challenges of the game. So there you go. There is the rules. I need to quickly turn on the commands for the stream so that everyone coming in later can see the rules. And here we go. So as you see, Cloud starts with 9,600 HP. That's because he starts with 2 materia. So it lowers his HP. We can unequip these to get his max HP back to 9,800 and back to 9,999. But we can't get that HP back anyways. So we're stuck at 9,600. Some of the characters that join will also have less than 9s. The ones that come with no materia, like Sid, will have 9s. And yeah. Right now, all we can really do is back row. Yeah, we have to make sure we don't make any menu errors. We got to make sure we don't put, like, a summon on somebody with full HP, or they'll just lose all that HP permanently. Man, this feels so... I'm playing on hard mode today because I cut my finger this morning, and it's like my pointer finger that I use for, like, every single key. Or at least the confirm key. I'm, like, playing on hard mode. Okay, we're gonna start on weight. Mostly because if we get poisoned, we'll have a chance to at least fix it before the character's dead. Yeah, real life necrosis. I can't heal my finger. I don't know how I did it. I was shaving, and like, I got a new razor, and I guess this razor, the blades kind of like protrude out the back a little bit, because on my old one, I used to shake it like in the sink. I used to hold the back of it and like shake it to get the stuff off of it. And I just had my finger there and shook it and then looked at my finger and it was like bleeding profusely. So I guess the blades like protrude out the back a little bit more than my old one. I think that's everything. What window color are we going with for this? I don't want to go with blue. I feel like it should be some amount of red. Black and green. Black? Do we do the classic red and black? The 4-8 colors? It's a little too bright. I'm feeling it. I mean, this is only one run, or run one. It might change when we reset, but we're not going to reset for a while either. I'm probably going to take this run as far as it can go. I'm not, if something horrible happens, like someone gets nuked, I'm just going to keep going and see how far we get, and you know, gain information. Not much we can do here to Cloud. Oh, we're back row, that's why. Not much we can do here to stop damage other than back rowing. Did 1 damage. There's a lot of areas. There are a lot of areas that can be problems. Anything with poison. One of the worst areas is the Gi Cave. Oh, by the way, we need a name convention for our characters. The Gi Cave is one of the worst areas because of Death Sentence, and also the Stingers have a Demi attack. Demi type attack. Cakes. Kitchen equipment. Say hello to the savior of the mod, Fork. So, speaking of Fork, there's one other thing that is very important about this run that is the reason Necrosis is so difficult. The heck is P? Cloud must live the entire run because Cloud needs HP for the final Sephiroth fight. If he enters this final Sephiroth fight with 0 HP, you game over and you never see the credits. So yes, you can game over in the final fight if you don't have HP in this mod. So, because normally it gives Cloud HP. Like if Cloud's dead in the Safer Sephiroth fight, it'll give you HP so that you don't die during the final fight. But this mod gives you no HP ever. So, Cloud has to survive the entire thing, which is difficult because he's in the party for almost the entire game. So we have to defend Cloud with our lives. As soon as we get cover, we need to give cover to somebody and pray that Cloud just does not take much damage. In the original Necrosis mod playthrough, whenever Cloud in particular took too much damage, I would reset an area. And even with that, Cloud was down to like 2,500 HP by the time we got to the place where he left the party. So we have to be very, very protective of Cloud throughout the entire playthrough. And ensure that he can hopefully survive to the end of the game. Not only that, but he has to survive the Safer Sephiroth fight. Like, he can't get nuked by Safer. Which is going to be interesting. Yes, we cannot do the W item glitch. Literally has glitch in the name. We can throw an X potion at Gitatak. That is intended. Pretty much the reason I have no glitches, the two big ones, are getting Quadra Magic early and W item glitch. Those are like the two ones that I'm banning for the sake of fun. Most other glitches aren't really that helpful. Other than like warps and stuff, which are already banned. The other thing that we need to do throughout the run is make some executive decisions as to what fights we're running away from and what fights we are basically getting XP from. When we level up, we don't get any HP, but leveling up does give us stats, and fighting gives us skill in AP. So it's still important to fight some stuff, but we're going to want to run away from any scary encounters. And especially early, when we don't have as much ability to protect Cloud, we're going to want to... I don't think I moved Barret to the back row. We're going to want to run away from most stuff. But we need some XP. We don't want to be underleveled. Also, in the original Necrosis Mod playthrough, in the original Necrosis Mod playthrough, we could technically grind forever. You could technically do a fight, try to do it without taking any damage, and if you take damage, reset. And if you don't take damage, save. And then you could potentially level up all the way to level 99. We didn't do that, but that's something that we could have done. In this, we cannot do that. It's Ironman, so every point of damage we take is permanent forever. So grinding, we can try to do it, but we gotta do it in a smart way. I've heard people W item because it wasn't patched in later versions. Well, it's not patched because it would break the whole game. Like, they knew that the W item glitch was a thing, but they didn't fix it because it would break the rest of the game. Like, they didn't have the ability to fix it. There's really only one enemy in the game that just straight up doesn't hurt you. And it would take too long to grind. Like, because if we take hours and hours and hours to grind, and then we get into another fight and we just get Demi 3'd, that it was like a complete waste of time. So, time is of the essence. We don't want to do any grind that's going to take too long. Yeah, I'm going to be saying this a lot throughout this playthrough, I can already tell. But if your question is, can you heal with X? The answer is no. Like, just before you even ask the question, just If it involves your HP going up, it cannot be done, or it has been turned off. So ins have been turned off, absorbing has been turned off. Everything you can possibly imagine is turned off. Cloud starts with 9600 HP because he starts with 2 materia. The only thing that I found that does make your HP go up is the battle arena. I didn't actually know this when we did the original run, but when you do the battle arena, you go in with the amount of HP you have, but then it gives it back to you when you're done with the battle arena. So you can actually do the battle arena. There's not a ton there you'd want other than like Omni Slash, which I don't know if we're even going to get up to Omni Slash. But you could do it. I will be dropping some saves throughout the playthrough just in case of power outages, because I've been having a lot of them lately. But we can't use them unless the power goes out. If the power goes out, I'll allow myself to load, but other than that, the saves are just there for that. I cannot load any saves. I can't reset on purpose if I'm, gonna die. Like, it's just one and done. Whatever happens, happens. But if my power goes out, I'll allow myself to load a save. Unless maybe I was, like, already dying when the power went out or something. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but we've been having a lot of them lately. It's very frustrating because there's, like, nothing I can do about it. Ouch. Yeah, I even thought about getting like a backup generator, but the problem with those is that they take a second to boot up. Can we run, please? At some point? They take a second to boot up, so stuff like this, like generators are good for if you have like somebody on oxygen in the house or something, but like something like this, they end up just resetting anyways. Like, yeah, it'll come back on, but the run will still die. Yeah, I'd have to look into that. I have no idea how that works. Can you even defend these attacks? I think you can. Yeah. Well, I ain't buying one of those anyways. They're very expensive. Maybe one day. All right, not too bad of a start here. What else? What else is there to think about in this mod? Yuffie and Vincent are interesting. In the original runs, I waited to get them so they could stay with their full HP. Then just get levels based on Cloud's level. I'll probably do the same here too. But also, it's nice having another long-range character. Thank you, Scrib. Thank you, Chrono, for the tier 3, man. Thank you so much for that. And Blind, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. Still catching up on Crucible. Thank you. I could tell it's going to be just as bad as the OG run. In terms of people asking about healing. It's fine, I get it. I don't mean it in a negative way, like, it's just funny how... When you say... Because no healing just sounds so crazy that, like, when you say it, people are always going to be like, well, what about... Because, like, how could it possibly cover every basis? This mod was made by Sega Chief, and he's the GOAT. And he actually went through and found every single instance of healing in the entire game and turned off every single one. So, yeah. Nothing at all will heal you. I don't remember about that bug. Someone mentioned a bug on the original run. I don't remember that. I'm sure it was fixed, though. This version is like a few versions past the one I played back then, so it probably fixed some bugs. In the Condor region. Not sure what that would be, because they all have pretty normal attacks. The Moo shows up before Condor. It's crazy doing this after doing the enemy trivia and then working on Crucible for several months, because I know so much more about the enemies now than I ever did. Will it help me for this challenge? Maybe. I mean, I know some really bizarre random things like Valron's dive kick does 25% of your health. So that'll help. But other than that... Yes, even if we found a way to heal, obviously I wouldn't do it. This is a challenge mod, so it's not really about, like, just beating the mod. The mod is here to make the challenge possible. So, like, the point is to beat the game without healing. The mod is just there to make it doable. So if we found a way to break the mod, we wouldn't say it's fair game. Like, it's still ruining the challenge. Sometimes when we do mods like New Threat or Hardcore or whatever, if like the mod itself is broken and allows you to do something, you can kind of say like, well, the challenge is to beat the mod and the mod is broken, so it's fair game. But challenge mods like this, you know, the rules are set in stone. It's the mod is just making it doable. That's why I make a clear distinction between challenge mods and like full game mods. Yes, healing enemies still works. So we can one-shot Ginatak, which is good because that fight is not a horrible one, but a nice one to skip. The thing with the Gi Cave in the original run was that there's a bunch of enemies in there that give death sentence, and then the Stinger also has a move that can wipe your HP, and then there's no save point down there. So you had to do all of that and the Stinger and then still beat Ginatak. So being able to one-shot Ginatak helped a lot for that dungeon, because it was already a pretty hard dungeon. Gonna try to throw in some speedrun tech anywhere I can to make the run as fast as possible, because if there's a lot of resets, speed is going to help. What's Tifa? A knife? Seems like Cloud should be the knife, huh? Can Aerith be Spork? I didn't think this through. There's really not that many utensils, are there? Like basic utensils. We're gonna have to go out of the box. I already know what Kate Sith has to be. Kate Sith's gotta be Ladle. It's gotta be Ladle. He just looks like a ladle. It's got a ladle aura about him. Sid might have to be Toaster. Well, Toaster's not an appliance, not a utensil. You gotta go strictly utensils. It's gotta be in your hand. You gotta use it to move food around. We're talking chopsticks. We're talking spatula. We're talking tongs. Aerith might have to be tongs. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for all the support for this new challenge. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, call back to our old challenges. The good old days. I miss doing these. And especially for the Friday series. This will be fun. And just like the old challenges, I genuinely have no idea how this is going to go. This could be a one and done. This could be the next 6 months of us doing attempts. I have no idea. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. I am allowed to save at the end of a session, obviously. So, like, I can end a session with a save, load that save, and then delete it. But that'll be the only time I'm saving. Once we're dead, we're dead. I would love to do this as, like, a... has to be a sit down and do it in one go thing. But it's just going to be too long. How will I fill up my 100 save slots? And it's going to be weird. This is going to be the only challenge other than trophy percent where I don't have 7 million save files at the end of it. Nothing heals you, Nova. Nothing. I believe only what I say because I never lie to myself. Remind me to talk to that guy. That guy has to be a permanent mainstay in all of our challenges from now on. There is so much. We have learned so much about this game over the last 3 months of coding Crucible that I just can't wait to like show off during these challenges. Like that guy is going to be a mainstay forever now. The guy in Rocket Town that tells the bad jokes, he's going to be a mainstay from now on. Don't do the tutorial. Yo, Fork. So here's Tifa. Tifa has a beautiful 9's HP because she doesn't come with any materia. Is she going to be useful? Maybe. What I did for my run is I kept her for the very end of the game so she could, like, Master Fist Power Soul once she got to low HP. But it didn't end up helping that much. Here's another fun thing we can do in this mod, is we can just sell everything, because we can't use any of it anyways. I don't think we need to worry about poison just yet, but I'll buy a couple just in case. Do we want fire before Red 13? Maybe. What we want more than anything else is grenades. And surprisingly, normally I would never buy iron bangles because you're just going to get something better later, but we have to take every single opportunity we can to take less damage. So I'll be buying some iron bangles and then grenade time. As many grenades as we can muster. Honestly, Gil at the start here is going to be very useful. Ooh, ether, big money. I might even want to throw some grenades at regular enemies. Hold on. Careful. Careful. I'm getting too carried away. I was about to just start throwing materia on. I gotta be careful. Tifa can't take any materia yet. Unless it's blue. I don't know, I'm just so used to just throwing stuff on. I don't think Barrett can take any yet either, can he? Because 2% of 9s. So yeah, we're kind of just giving Cloud stuff. I mean, Restore is useless, so we can just trash that. I can give him Ice, right? Should be 200. Yeah, so it'd be, yeah. But I can't give him any more. Yeah, if I have free spots, I can put Restore on and give it some AP and then sell it later. Other than that, it's useless. Go, thank you, Shaw. Out of the way, kid. Just safety save. Trying to think, are the grass strikes weak to fire? Another thing that's hard is, like, I've just spent 3 months coding my own mod and, like, changing everything about the game. So it's hard for me to decipher in my head what was OG and what was in my mod. Because I think I made the grass strikes weak to fire in my mod. I don't remember if they are normally. Okay. So we could just bolt then. Yeah, this is a good little grind spot because there's a lot of multi-enemy fights. Spoon. We'll do kitchen appliances on attempt number 2. Why'd I choose to do Necrosis? I've been wanting to do Necrosis again for a while because the original runs were really fun, and Cloud Solo Necrosis, most people say, is the hardest mod we've ever done. So I've wanted to do it again. I wanted to talk to that guy, but whatever. But I had to come up with something that would make it more interesting. And this definitely makes it more interesting. Didn't even take my gil because I have none. Going Triforce. I'm so happy, I think. Who's gonna be air fryer? Is the stream lagging at all? My OBS says it's at 59 FPS. Looks good? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with OBS lately. Do I want to try to fight grass strikes? I kind of want to, especially for spider webs. But I just don't know, like... They're going to do good damage because we don't have sadness yet. I can't even give Cloud a third magic materia to, like, bump his magic stat. Let's see how good all Bolt is. Oh, that's nice. Wow, that was better than I thought. Some free XP. Tifa's still frickin' level 4, so she's getting a lot of MP, or a lot of XP. Yeah, we've banned question marks because it's busted. In this mod, because you have so much max HP, once you get to it, it does way too much damage, and it does static damage as well. So you can start nuking everything. Like, you can pretty much nuke everything through the whole mid-game with question marks. Yeah, these guys are good. They really don't do much damage, and they always silk first turn. We should stay here for a minute, especially for spider webs, which I have gotten 0 of. Yeah, questions are banned. I got it and then never used it. I got it, and then we realized how strong it was, and I said, well, I'll use it if we have to, and then we never had to. I don't remember if I used it for the cloud run, though. I might have used it for the cloud run, because the cloud run was like no rules. The cloud run was just get through the run, because it was so difficult. So I think I did use it for the cloud run, unless I'm mistaken. I think cloud run was like no warps, and that's it. And we didn't even have warps back then, actually. So I guess it was a moot point, but... yeah, like we didn't skip anything, but other than that, there's like no rules for that run. Yeah, it costs only 3 MP. How does question marks get affected by max HP? Question marks does damage based on how much HP you're missing. So right now, question marks would do 60 damage if Cloud used it. Bro, it's kind of hard to hit the buttons fast with this freaking band-aid on my finger. So in the base game, it's not that bad because you have to be in danger for it to do any damage. But in this mod, by the time you get to it, there's several people missing several thousand HP. And because it's static damage, it is even stronger. Got a spider web. Because, there's a lot of, like, you can get through a ton of defensive things with it. It'll even do full damage to Ruby. Yeah, we gotta be careful because we're using MP. We're using MP with Cloud, too. We're already down 50 MP, so I think maybe one more. And we only got one spider web, unfortunately. So this is where, you know, the Ironman really comes into play, because if it weren't for Ironman, we could just do this over and over again until we got like some good spider web drops, but this is it. We got our we're just gonna run from this, I think. I don't want to use my MP. Also, these guys automatically skip their first turn, which is interesting. You know what else, too? I didn't even think about it, but it's harder to run away on weight. So I have to balance using active versus using weight. I'm probably going to use active until I get the bosses, maybe. I'm kind of surprised this bolt all kills everything. Maybe I shouldn't even bolt all. Maybe I should just be attacking. I'd probably take like maybe 2 hits. No dice. All right, let's go. Yeah, everything is a risk reward. Everything is a risk reward, and we only get one shot. So we really have to think about everything we're doing and be smart. This is really going to be a test of all our knowledge. Don't soft lock on the ladder, please. Am I allowed to load a save if I soft lock? I would say no, honestly. Like, as stupid as it sounds. I am willing to load a save if my power goes out. That's just like external factors. But if the game breaks, the game breaks. Like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I think we just have to reset if that happens. So let's make sure we don't do that. Nice dodge. Tifa still with max HP. Shouldn't have even gone this way. Although I guess I can sell the tent. I need to be smarter about picking up stuff, because there's a lot of useless stuff that I don't really need to go grab, and I'm just taking extra damage for. I'm so used to just grabbing everything, but should probably be a bit smarter. Oh, there's one other thing about this mod that I didn't mention. That you might not think about off the bat, but this challenge is basically a no limit break challenge as well. We will never get our limit break. If we're lucky, we'll see one limit break the entire game, because limit breaks work on percentage HP, and we're also going to be jumping into sadness as quick as possible. So yeah, we might see one braver at the end of the game. These guys don't poison. They look like they do, but they don't, so we're safe. So yeah, if it wasn't already hard enough, we also don't get limits. Which sucks for Airbuster, because it would really help to have a braver for Airbuster. Yeah, I didn't even think about that when I was talking about Omni Slash earlier. Yeah, obviously we're not getting Omni Slash. Yeah, so spoilers, Aerith is going to be a meat shield for her entire life. As soon as we get Aerith, she casts all the spells and she takes all the damage. Because obviously we're leaving her anyways, so we need to take advantage of her as much as possible. She gets cover materia right away, and we hope that we can. We don't want her to die before Temple, because we need her for Temple. If she dies before Temple, then we have to do Temple with 2 people. But we want her to take all the damage she can away from the others. There is no second cover, is there? I don't think so. We can get the optional characters, but we're going to wait to get them as long as we can, so they get the highest level at max HP. My plan right now, which might change, but my plan right now is we don't get Yuffie or Vincent until after Temple. And then once Temple happens, we might want another long-range character. So I might get like Yuffie at that point. Another option is we get Vincent right away. And utilize like Sniper CR Death Blow for a bit while it's strong. So that's a thought, but we'll see when we get there how we're feeling. At that point, we're going to be using Red 13 mostly, so... Also, doing Lost Number early is a bit of an oof. But I do have a pretty good strat for him, but we're still going to take some damage whenever we decide to do him. Alright. Well... we have a bit of a problem. I was going to put Bolt on somebody else so we don't use all of Cloud's MP. But we can't put them on anyone else without losing HP. So I guess we're stuck using Bolt with Cloud. So it's probably going to be Bolt with Cloud, spam grenades with the others, hope for the best. Or I defend with Cloud. Defending with Cloud might be the play, honestly. I just really do not want him to take damage. Yes, this is another Necrosis mod, much like our old Necrosis mod runs, but it's very different because we only get one shot. So like 90% of the strats we did in that OG Necrosis mod, we can no longer do. We can't grind fights until we can do them without damage. We can't grind areas until we do them without encounters. We can't grind bosses until we get good RNG. For example, we could go through this entire run. We could go through like 15 hours of this run, get to carry armor, and he could double lapis laser us. Like, that's a possibility. And we have nothing, we just have to take it. And Cloud is forced for that fight. It's forced for almost every fight, but... yeah. Yeah, we could just get lapis lasered into oblivion 15 hours into this. And Magic Hammer is its own problem because you have to get hit by it to use it. You have to get hit by it to learn it. There's all sorts of really cool... There's all sorts of really cool things that we're going to run into. No, I can't... Like, everything is permanent, Lean. If I die, I reset the entire run. So I can't just sit and grind. I'm trying to decide, do I bolt with Cloud or just defend? I feel like at least for Big Bomber phase, I just defend. Cloud's HP is too crucial. Yes, if any of my other party members die, the run isn't over, but they're just they're dead for the rest of the run. But if Cloud dies, the run is done. We have to reset if Cloud dies. So his HP is vital. Anything we can do to keep Cloud alive, we got to do it. And even with all that, we could get into a fight with a Valron and he could Demi 3 turn 1. It could be all over. Which is why I'm trying to go relatively fast. Because there might be several attempts that just die. So the faster we go, the better I think it's going to be. I didn't mean to attack with Cloud. guess it worked out. Ouch. As long as I don't attack with Cloud, he should stay facing that way, so I don't have to defend. Nope, this is our Friday series, Kava. This is going up. Okay, you turned around. Why did you do that? This is our Friday series. It's going to be up every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on YouTube, as always. Okay. Whatever happens, happens. No, it wouldn't have been worth it. It would have been 200 points of damage, and all it would have been was a little extra damage for him when he can just throw grenades anyways. Like, Bolt doesn't even do much. Not nearly as much as a grenade. Nice dodge. I think we need to just spam grenades and get out of this fight, because there's not much we can do to defend against all this. Yes. The second we can get Sadness, everyone's getting Sadness permanently. It's 30% damage reduction for literally no downside, because we can't get limits anyways.